when he was in the hole, then, I'm sorry, Brandy, than it is for you. It's just so sad for you. Not that it wasn't for you, Brandon, but you really exposed a lot of that. So the conditions that Benjamin was held in, when they're talking about the feces and they're talking about the sewage and the rats and the drugs and all of this, can you explain what you saw and actually you recorded?
Yeah, so I was in solitary confinement. That was around April and May of 2022. I ended up being able to sneak out some videos. They're on Gateway Pundit. If you type in, it's weird, the algorithm down here in DC, you have to type in Brandon Fellows DC jail videos, Gateway Pundit to find it. Normally, outside of the DC area, I've found that you just have to type in DC jail videos, Brandon Fellows. So it's a little extra stuff. But yeah, when I was down there, it was, I think the longest I went without taking a shower was 9 days. And so, you know, just at that point, you're just like, all right, I guess I'll just try to put some, you know, some of this hand soap on my hair and body in this tiny little sink. But yeah, there's feces around there. They don't clean it out once, you know, you get your cells swapped. And, you know, I don't know how many people have gone in and out of there in that time before they actually cleaned it. But speaking of feces, while I was in there, my toilet got clogged, and they said that at that time they didn't move people on the weekends. So I had to just sit in the cell with some rotting feces for 3 days. Then they finally moved me on a Monday. Got back in, and there, you know, it was unclogged, but they looked like they just viciously attacked the toilet, and the poop, some of the poop water was now on the floor. I asked for some paper towels or something. He said nope. So I ended up using some toilet paper. Some of those videos are on there of me cleaning up the mess with some toilet paper. They, at the time, they didn't give recreation. I don't know. They've gone back and forth. I remember the marshals got on them for a while, and it seemed like there were lots of reforms. But it seems like this place just keeps going, you know, up and down, and well, I just can't help myself. Forgive me, this is only me, but you know, our Declaration of Independence tells us what to do in certain situations like this. So that's all I'll say about that, because I know, you know, my thoughts are a little bit more, my solutions are a little bit more extreme than would be welcomed probably on this video. But anyhow.
Just honesty.
Yeah, that's just me. But anyhow, we've tried for years to you know, fix it up, and it seems like sometimes, you know, it gets better, and then, you know, as we're hearing right now, it's, you know, it's gotten bad again. At least in some situations. I don't know what it's like in the pod right now, but yeah, not being able to see family for the first 2 years for me also was pretty tough. You know, they don't allow us, because we were in a domestic terrorist wing, they didn't allow us to go to church with the other people, but we could always hear the Muslims chanting Allah Akbar 5 times a day. As we were told, nope, you guys are too dangerous to go in there. These are people, by the way, not everybody, but these are people that have shot up the local populace, robbed from grannies their cars and laughed about it inside. They're selling fentanyl on the streets. Not just on the streets, though. If it's not the guards selling the fentanyl, which that happens too, I caught that on video, then it's the inmates inside selling fentanyl to them. But speaking about the narcotics that they're trying to push on you, you'll see these posters inside. It's like, it reminds me of those, what's that World War II one? You have an image of it in the house. It's of the woman. Just do it. The World War II one where it's, yeah, we can do it. It's a calling for the women of World War II to step up as the men were gone. They have those kind of propaganda-like images with dope sick. Talk to your nurse and ask about Suboxone. But it's like motivational, like it's going to help you, and they'll give you Suboxone. And you can just go in there and ask for it, and that was a big change that I noticed was when I came back here between 2021, I got kicked out of here in 2022, came back 2023, a lot more people were on it because they were just slamming on in the general population, they were slamming on the doors saying, I want my Baba, I want my Baba. Yeah. Baba's Bop, which is Suboxone. I don't know how they got to that, but yeah, give me my Baba. It's 6 p.m. Where's the Baba? And where's my Bop? And that's like their life if they're not smoking on the toilet paper. Yeah, smoking the toilet paper with random chemicals and K2 spice and whatever else, just melting their brain. It's really tough to have a conversation with them. I don't even know if they know what they're saying half the time when you try to talk to them. But yeah, the guards are no help here. I fought the warden. I don't know if they've switched since then. Cut me off at any time.
Keep going.
But yeah, it's unfortunate that this stuff has happened. It seems like things are moving really slow. So hopefully there'll be retribution kind of soon, with the election season. Because if Trump doesn't get in, I don't know how much longer this country's going to last. So.
Okay, so when you were inside, though, Brandon, if someone had a narcotic issue, was there any medical or I'm just asking once again, was there any therapy, talking? What was the therapy if you had a narcotics issue in the jail?
All right, I got two answers. So one, I was a little, I was like, hey, I don't have church. I'm a little depressed. Hey, I'd like to go talk to a therapist. You guys say you have a free therapist. So they bring me to the therapist, and I sit down, and this whole event was about a minute long, and I'm not exaggerating. She's like, are you suicidal? I said, well, no, I'm not suicidal. But, I'm kind of depressed, haven't seen a son, haven't seen my family in a while. Oh, well, you seem to be okay. You're not suicidal, so, let me know if you're suicidal. And then that was it. Sorry, I forgot this other part. Do you need like Suboxone? No, I don't need Suboxone. So yeah, that's their treatment, is shove drugs in your face. Here you go.
And when you were able to get the videos out, that was what year again?
Those were recorded between April and May of 2022, and I think they were released. They were released in May of 2022.
So here we are, like almost 2.5 years after your expose, almost, and there was some significant change done after Brandon's videos came out, or they did shuffling, I guess I would say. They did a shuffling of people, but there hasn't been really significant change if we still see people being pushed Suboxone. And we still see people being held in solitary confinement within their own feces. That is how we are treating not only Jan 6ers, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now, so heaven knows what they're doing. That's the second unit we've seen go over, though. And searchlights out, but it's DC. But what we want to focus on is that no matter how much we stand out here, no matter how much or how long we stand anywhere, the powers that be are going to do what they want to do, because it is to their benefit to keep people medicated. It is to their benefit to suppress people in the hole, because what does it do to you mentally, honestly? I mean, it's really bad. Guys spent 35 days straight in the hole, and and we really thought when we came here to the corner that they would be like, oh, we're gonna pay attention. And the only reason why they do have to pay attention to anything is because we are out here and y'all are in there. And, the guys that came in the beginning really set up a foundation of grievance, record. I would love to know how much they've recorded, how many grievances have been placed in the time since 2021 when people were there. I mean, Chris Quaglin was there.
I was just thinking about his massive folders.
It's so true. But if you don't have a grievance, there's nothing on the record. But the record you're thinking about is a record they can throw away anytime they want to. And they have. They have thrown away paper records. They have thrown away, grievances turned in by different people because they don't want that on the record. It has been, I know for myself, I spent over 1.5 years before I ever saw Guy's face. And I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that in this country, that my children could not see their father's face. That we couldn't come visit even if we wanted to in the beginning. It was not allowed.
Also, I think I remember hearing, I don't know if it was today or a little bit during the evening or night yesterday, but I believe that, what's his name, Benjamin, right? I believe Benjamin signed the plea deal because he was being pressured and under duress. And I know, having lived with a lot of people wanted to push through it, but people like, for instance, Lonnie Kaufman, who not a lot of people here might know, I don't know, but he was kind of one of the older guys. His hands were turning purple, and I think he was close to 80 years old, and he was just like, I got to get out of here. And he's like, I'm going to have to sign this so I can get out of here and get in better conditions, because, I mean, he was suffering tremendously. And a lot of people ended up feeling that way. They said, oh, I've got a son out there, I've got a daughter, I've got my wife, I just want to see someone. And a lot of people ended up taking a lot of these plea deals because of the terrible conditions they were under. I felt fortunate enough to, where I was like, okay, well, despite how healthy I was going in there, it was still, I was definitely struggling health-wise. But because I came in so healthy, I was 26 when this all happened. I just recently kind of turned 30. Kind of, yeah. So, because it's like I'm almost 30 and a half. So I count my half birthdays. Still, yeah. Anyhow, yeah. So I think a lot of the plea deals should be thrown away at some point. Something has to be done about it, because the conditions that we January 6th defendants were under, both here and at Northern Neck, in some places that I'm not as familiar, but I've heard. I don't know the names of the facilities, but the conditions that people have been under, that would be, in my opinion, under duress. The definition of duress, it should be thrown away. So yeah.
So I don't mind saying this, because this is something that I don't care if they put on the record, because it's not part of him. But while Benjamin was in the hole, they said your quickest way out is to sign a plea. That is not allowed. You are not allowed to do that. And that is under coercion, that is under duress. And I've said over and over again, since Guy has even been out of this jail and in the general populace of jails in this country, the majority of people in this country are taking plea deals because the DOJ is intimidating and making them fear, not only for themselves, but for their family members. When you say, if you don't take this plea deal, maybe we're going to drop an indictment on your mother. What are you going to do as a child? For the most part, you're going to say, please protect my mother. Please don't let her go through this. I will sign whatever. We're going to go after your wife. Well, in my family's situation, it was our son who went with the government, who went after his family. And, how do you reconcile any of that? You want to keep your family safe. You want to keep your family protected. And this DOJ is using it against you. That is the true weaponization of the government against the people. Don't fool yourselves at thinking that what I'm seeing and what I'm witnessing is something I think I read in a history book. You need to understand it's happening now. It's happening in front of you. And you are the one that can make a difference. So please, you guys, listen to these stories. It's not a Guy Reppitt story. It's not a Brandon Fellows story. It's not a Benjamin Burlew story. This is the story of America right now. This is the story of American citizens, your countrymen, and what they're going through. This isn't a history book, but you're going to read about it in a history book. So I really do thank all you guys for showing up tonight. Thank you, Brandon. He shows up out here. It's not for quantity, it's for quality. And I'm poking him right now because I can. So we're going to do our roll call. Sherry. Sherry's my official roll caller. Go to her.